Visions of you.
Everyone. There you go. Cured everyone. Hey, Dana. Long time no talk. How are you doing? Have you got more followers than me yet? You're supposed to. Hope your day's going good. My day's just starting. It's only like 6:30 in the morning. Well, it's 6:29 because I'm late. Nah, 2:98. Oh, you're getting there. Getting there. What am I? Oh, I'm what? 3:96. Oh, I'm like keeping pace with you now. You do stream a lot less than me, though, so to be fair. Alright, time for the daily routine. Oh. Take my meds. Hardred, the Canadian fires and smoke coming back over New Jersey. Damn. Is it that bad? The thing is, it's winter over here, so it's very, very cold. So I can't even imagine like an outbreak of fires right now. Oh damn. I'm okay, get it. Oh, sorry to hear that. Is it just a rough mental health day, or is it just, you know, some bad times in your life at the moment, or work sucks? Normally it's work sucks. That seems to be the go-to. Problem with just waking up, my vision is just atrocious. I'm worried about missing something. There's a little drama with real life friends and like community. Nothing was bad, just something taken badly out of context, and my real life friend didn't understand what I was saying, so now we're annoyed at each other. Oh no. Oh no. That's the worst though. Stuff being taken out of context. Like an actual fight is different. But yeah, misinterpretation is the leading cause for stupid arguments. Hey Phoenix, haven't seen you around recently. How you doing? Are you feeling a little bit better? I know I think last time we talked, you're going for a bit of a ringer with your health. Well, do you want me? Oh, okay, Dana. How about this? Is there anyone there you want me to beat up? Then let's start from the simple one. You know, I can beat up anyone that you need. I mean, I can't say I'll beat them up well or successfully, but I can definitely try, and you'll get a laugh out of it. And then I have to work in a bit, and she was obviously angry at me, and like I don't like that kind of drama. Yeah, we're going to go on vacation. Oh no! At the end of the month. Is it the end of the month like now? I mean, I'm in the future, but I'm pretty sure it's still the 29th for you. And like, myself and other friend tried to explain what I meant, and she just won't answer. Oh no. That alone made me, that's good. I guess you're like, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, you're going on vacation in a day, you're in trouble. Well, where are you going? Okay, I think the key to it is, where are you going on vacation? And what is the risk of, I wouldn't say accidental, but murder? Because, I mean, if you're going on a boat, I probably would recommend against it. I've been doing physical therapy from back. Is it helping or getting any better there, Phoenix? Putakana, what's that? I do not know what that is. Let me see. My ignorant New Zealand brain doesn't know what that is. I'm gonna Google it. So to the Dominican Republic. Okay, that's cool. Okay, Dan, I'm gonna be honest. It's very basic, bitch, but it looks amazing. Oh, it looks like you're gonna have a lot of fun there. It's very kind of it's very stereotypical spring break kind of vibes I get off that. Like you see that on generic kind of American, we're going on vacation, and then it's like wild party. I don't know. I'm not trying to say. I'm really just trying to get a laugh out of you. It's not actually that bad. Cheap laughs. That's what I do. But yeah, it looks really... Okay, here's a question. How expensive is it? Because, so you're going from New Jersey to there. Is it quite costly? I'm laughing. Oh, okay, good. The problem, this is a one-sided thing. Like, you make jokes, and you have no idea if they're actually working or not. And then you just have to awkwardly go, ah, that was funny to me, but is it because I'm a dick? Glad you came on. I knew it. Ah, appreciate that, Dana. Well, we always have a good time just gas bagging. Well, ooh, God damn it. Also, I have a bone to pick with you, Dave. Oh no, yeah. Is it because of the dark thing? Is it because I keep on saying you gotta marry dark? Because I mean that as a joke. Because Dark has already been married once. I don't think he's ready to jump that into that. No, that's funny. Oh god. Oh, so you got a bone to pick with me that's not funny. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, I have to think about what have I done recently. What have I done? I did start late. Final stream of the week, but what about your Sunday evening? Oh, that's a good point. It's a very good point. Well, I consider my week starting on my Sunday evening stream. Because that's a week for me, so I go from Sunday to Friday. So I get what you're saying. But I need a break. So this is what's going to happen. Is I'm burnt out. I've got a lot going on. So, and it's starting to get to me, as you saw today and yesterday. I was late. And I'm kind of losing it a little bit. And I'm very stressed. If I had here to lose, I would lose it. Let's just say that. So what I decided to do, I've got 2 weeks of leave coming up. So I'm on holiday from next Friday until... Let me get these dates right. Until... Alright, so I'm on leave from the 7th of July until the 23rd of July. So I've got a lot of time off. And I'm starting to kind of lose it a little bit. I've got a lot going on with my brother-in-law and his cancer, and very stressful at work. And I'm just wiped. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a week off to reset. And then during my time off, I will be streaming more. So when I come back the next following week and stick to my schedule, instead of only having 2 hours, I'll be doing 4-hour streams, maybe even longer, and playing different games as well. So that's kind of the reward of me taking that time off, is that I'll come back and stream more. So how's that? It's all inclusive, flight round trip included. Wow, we're going for 5 days. Not sure the money translation, but it cost 3,556. One person is 1,781. 5 days all inclusive. I'm guessing, is that... Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually. When you think about it, because that's the hotel as well, I'm guessing. If it's all inclusive, I'm guessing it's the hotel, it's the flights. For 5 days on a tropical island, that's not bad. Hotel, flights, or drinks and food. Like, does drinks include alcohol? Because open bar, yeah, that's definitely a win. You got this, Dave. I hope things go best possible. Yeah, thanks, Dana. And I'm certain that the opposite is true as well. You don't seem like a horrible individual. You tend to make things right. Well, actually, I don't know you well enough. You could be a completely evil person offline, but I don't get that vibe from you, sir. I'm just busting your balls, Dave. You got to take the time off. I know. Okay, to be fair, I was going to take the time off regardless of what you said. So... yeah, but you know what they say. If you take a week off the internet, it's like a month. So I'm not expecting anyone to be around once I get back. So. But let's just say mental health wise, I've been struggling pretty bad. I've been trying to, stay positive for my nieces and all that other stuff, but sometimes you just want to cry. And I think I've reached a point where I don't cry a lot, but I feel like I'm crying, if that makes sense. It sure does. Yeah, that's a really good deal then. Dana, that's a really good deal. You're picking some price or something. I want to buy so inclusive, a bit cheaper, but want to be a little bit oogle this trip. Yeah, it sounds like you made the right call, Dana, and I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of fun. And then you'll find someone, and then you'll have a good time. There'll be a bit more drama. Then you'll settle down and live happily ever after. That's pretty much how it's supposed to go. Or if you don't want a partner, it's fine. But I'm pretty sure you're someone that, will accidentally find the love of your life on a trip like this. It's not easy. I understand what you mean. You're crying, but your mental health is super important. Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't really want to take the week off, honestly. And my partner was like, "Are you sure?" Because she knows what it's like when I miss a stream. But there's a difference between me missing a stream and me deliberately taking some time off. And yeah, I've been streaming, doing my schedule since January with no time off. I've missed a stream here and there, but missing a stream is not taking time off. That's just missing a stream. And it nags on me because I'm my weird crazy. So yeah, it would be good to take some time off. I might do a random one here and there if I'm feeling up for it. But I think my brother-in-law doesn't have long, and the next few months is going to be very emotionally intense. And if I don't reset so I can handle that, and by handle it I mean there's not going to be an easy way to handle it, but I need to not be on the verge of breaking down like I am now. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And I'm beating myself up for so many things at the moment and blaming myself for it. I mean, yeah. I can't blame myself for it's cancer, but I'm blaming myself for not being a better person with it. Not being there enough and all that stuff. And I know that's silly. It's just one of those... One of the things that happens when someone gets cancer, you always think you're not doing enough. And I don't know. I don't think I'm handling it as well as I should be. I think it'll be fine. I just don't like fighting with a friend. And it was never meant to be a fight. And I have bad anxiety, so it makes me uneasy feeling. Well, you'll be surprised when you're trapped on an island with someone and, got a few beers or drinks in you. And I think you both feel the same. I think you both would just want to rip the band-aid off. And then once you do that, you'll be fine. And then you find your love of your life. Also, burnout happens, I think, like a vacation, although I know it isn't. But everyone deserves time off, yeah. Well, that's why I want to take the time off streaming now, before I actually go and leave, because I want to actually stream during that time. As a bit of a fun thing to do is doing this. Like, I would be doing the stream now while I'm on leave. I'll be doing this stream now, but I won't be stopping in like an hour and a half. I'll just keep going for like 3-4 hours, and that's more fun. Alright, what have I got this today? Oh, I think Dave. Alright, we're gonna meet you over here. We don't want you to feel like you have to. You need that time. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm actually a little bit worried about it because I don't like breaking my schedule. So the crazy part of me is going, you sure this is a good idea? You sure that's a good idea? But the other part of me is like, dude, you're human. And at the end of the day, if you come back and all of a sudden people aren't showing up, then who cares? You'll just start again. And I was like, oh, alright. Yeah, it makes sense. And this was never always about how many people were watching me anyway. So, I don't know. I think I just got in my head to try to talk myself out of it. Hey, Mr. Tanker. And I can't remember, did I say hi, Freezer? I don't remember, I'm very tired. My brain is starting to go, oh damn it. Alright, go. I don't know if I get this coin in time. Oh, got it. Ooh, that was close. I'll always be there. Oh, thanks, Mr. Tanker. You missed the Speedstorm stream again. You always get really excited for that one. It's like the only game I play that you actually like. No, wait. You're okay at Cranky Dave time until coffee emits. Exactly. You slowly see me start to wake up, but honestly, Cranky Dave has been happening a lot more outside of the coffee and the meds, and that's the problem. I can't snap out of Cranky Dave recently. I'm very on edge. But I'll be fine. I think I'm trying to convince myself I'll be fine, but I'll be fine. Because I keep falling asleep before showing. Oh, sorry, buddy. I forget that, you know, you're a teenager, you're going to be tired a lot. One thing I hate about being a teenager is just how goddamn sleepy I am. Actually, that's what I hate about being an adult too. Maybe I'm just always sleeping. Maybe that's my problem. Sometimes it convinces you. Yeah, I think it does. Because of my weird routines and stuff, I just basically have told myself, and I believe it too, I'm like, I need a break. And there's nothing wrong with it. The only problem is because if everyone didn't see my announcement on Discord or isn't visiting this stream, well, won't know I'm taking a week off. So maybe I'll just keep the title the way it is for a week and don't change it. That would make sense. Everyone needs a break. Yeah, I appreciate it. But I'll be back. I mean, as I said, I'm doing this for a year. And if I'm going to go longer than a year, I'm going to need to make sure I look after the old noggin. And the intention now is to keep going after a year, so if that's going to be sustainable, I definitely need to... God damn it. I'm going to need to take time off once in a while. Try and do this with one hand. Alright, so we'll switch that back there. Alright, sell that. But yeah, I hope everyone during my time off, everyone stays well and healthy. I'll still be on Discord. I'll still be playing Dreamlight Valley in the background. I'll probably be making a couple of videos on my YouTube as a bit of an experiment as well. Just have it for a little bit of fun. And if you need someone to watch, I highly suggest Dana Bots. She'll deny it, but she is pleasant to watch. I don't know if she would deny that. You shouldn't deny that. You shouldn't deny that you're pleasant to watch. Because that's a very tame compliment. But yeah, everyone go watch Dana while I'm off. No worries. I genuinely mean it. It's like, since you first randomly came to my stream and it was just you and me talking for a bit. I mean, you definitely seem like a genuine, decent person. And that's rare around here. You get very gimmicky people streaming, and you get very kind of fluffy people, and just ones that kind of ham it up a bit. You don't really ham it up a bit. You're very raw. You're very honest, and that's what's, I think, feels like is missing nowadays, is that people have a very generic personality or very specific way of streaming, which is basically a copy and paste kind of job. And you don't have that. And that's why I really want you to do well with it. And then you can quit your job and then do that full time and get all rich and successful, and then eventually have a sex scandal, because you've got to throw that in. Hopefully it's not like a creepy one. Like, it's a sex scandal in a way of everyone's like, oh, okay, but not like that kind of, you know. That's the kind of you want a sex scandal, not a sex scandal. But then yeah, you'll be all rich and famous and, you know, all that stuff. Dana Bots. Dana? Is it Dana or Dana? D-A-N-A-B-O-T-Z. Dana Bots. Alright, cool. Because I grew up with a Dana. Dana. Now I'm going to overthink it and mispronounce it again. Both is correct. The American way is the first way. Ah, okay. And I'm assuming your real name's Dana. Because I would have put like in my username Dave, but because Dave is so generic, I couldn't think of anything. Davonair. I don't think Davonair would have worked. I think that's one of the annoying things, is that I couldn't think of a unique, catchy username that has Dave in the title, which isn't like lame. At least at the time, I think my username now is unique enough to be remembered. You are frozen. Am I frozen? Or is it because I'm in the frozen section? I don't seem like I'm frozen. Definitely. Yeah, thanks, Dana. I think it's just one I've committed to now. And also, it's like, if you type it in, you come up with me. And that's the whole point of the username, right? It's to be unique enough that, you know, you're okay at my end. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Everything looks okay. I think Mr. Tank, you need to click refresh. Because everything seems to be okay at everyone else's end. Or all my other channels. Because I've opened up Windows just to make sure things aren't frozen. And they all look okay. I didn't used to do that because I thought it was a bit, you know, I was warping the stats if I opened my own window while I was streaming. But then I realized, no, I should do that just to make sure it's actually working. I'm an idiot sometimes. Fix it. Nice. I think that's it. I think I'm all done now. Alright. Well, what emote is that? Oh, yeah. You got... See, Kit can't see it, but I've got some custom emotes on... No, sorry. Twitch can't see it. Those on Twitch can't see this, but what Mr. Tanker just posted there, I've got some custom emotes that are on Kick. And that's of my head. Ooh. There we go. Alright, I guess what should I do? I mean, I'm not too fussed about doing anything today. I think I'm just going to walk around and let depression in. And it's the last, in New Zealand at least, it's the last day of Pride Day. Or Pride Month, I should say, so. And I'm a big believer of it. You go, everyone be you. Sleep with who you want as long as in the most appropriate way possible. I can't see the emote on my phone. Oh, weird. I can see it on mine. Well, not my phone, but I can see it on mine. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on there. Maybe it's some reason doesn't work on phones. White Daisy. Alright, let's dump the White Daisy away. Check on your computer tonight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's their phone app, because I've heard it hasn't worked in the past when it comes to emotes. Well, not the past. You know, they've only just released it, but yeah, recently. Alright, well, I'm going to put down some path. Because that will be a bit of an offline mission I'm going to be doing going forward, is upgrading this path. You can see the normal kick ones. Yeah, it's the normal kick ones aren't custom. So that makes sense. So let's fill in this. Cool. Alright, so probably get up until about here. That we'll have to do for now. It's a little bit every day. Should be all done, but when I come back on stream in a week. You know what's bound to happen though? I take a week off, and then something about the game happens. I'm gonna be so annoyed. I'm gonna be so pissed. Can I use Nightbots here? I mean, I don't think you can. Because Restream reposts it, so no, I don't think you can. No one's really tried yet, so. We just can't sit on these pillows. Sucks. The downside, I question. Yeah, it doesn't look like Lurk works. I'll probably, what I'll also do off stream during this break period, I'll tidy up a lot of things about the stream, like the commands, the description to put all the commands so everyone actually knows what can be used. Little things like that. I think I just need that break time to actually fix all that. But you always talk about your date with Mickey, eh, Minnie? You honestly think it's going to happen at this point? Let's face it, he doesn't love you. Probably can't stand you. The welcome channel. Oh, apparently it's fixed now. I think Yasmin and Heckless and Ina kind of got together. I think they fixed it. Hey Yasmin, if you're out there, let me know. Did you end up fixing the welcome channel? I can't remember where that landed. You fixed it. Yeah, nice. Yeah, my three mods got together, smashed their brains, and yeah, it's all fixed. Which I'm very thankful for, because I had no idea. I didn't even set that up initially. It was Ina that set it up, and I had no idea how it worked. And I tried having a go at it, and I was like, oh, okay, no. I don't get any of this. Yay. And keep in mind, like, if you're a mod in the Discord, you've got complete reign to change anything in there if you think it's going to be cool, or you want to try something, or experiment. Go nuts, in my opinion. I mean, if there is really a problem with it, you'll know, because I'll say something. But until then, just do what you want on it. Oh, you could play music. That would be cool. What's the point of having a DJ booth? You can't actually play anything on it. But do we have all the permissions set? I'll have to check. I'm pretty sure. Everyone's permissions are slightly different though, so. But it's more of a, if you're going to change something major, or you want to change something that you can't, just post it in the Discord in those chats. And then we can either talk about it, or Ina will be out. Because Ina, there's one person that has basically the exact same power as I do, and that's Ina. So pretty much if you want to do anything, you tag Ina into it. And then if there's anything you can't do, but you want to do it, you tag Ina in it, and Ina will decide whether it should be done or not. That's basically it. You don't have admin rights, so there is some things you can't do. Right, I sell those. Oh, it's so cold tonight. Oh, not tonight. This morning. Where is... Alright, join your day today. I gotta go. Might be back. Alright, Mr. Tanker. Well, if I don't see you, I'll talk to you in a week. Maybe. Still here getting ready for work. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's probably around that time. Dana, because you work in the hospital industry. I don't know, because you're in New Jersey, right? So do you... Is it one of those areas that in America that you live off tips, or do you get paid enough that you get a living wage? Because that always confuses me. Because in New Zealand, you get like there's a minimum wage, which is like 20 something bucks, and so people don't need to rely. We don't tip over here in New Zealand, so because as a result you don't tip, so there's nothing like that. But the tipping little thing always puzzles me. We don't tip in the UK because everyone gets paid properly. Yeah, it's the same over here, and that's but in America it's like state to state when it comes to the minimum wage and all that ugliness. Because I find that's sad. It's like you shouldn't need to jump through hoops just to pay your rent, you know, or pay yourself. So there's a minimum wage. But for people who work in this industry, we get paid $3.50 an hour. Wow, $3.50 an hour. What the hell is that in New Zealand? Hold on. USD to $3.50 an hour. That's $5. So you get paid $5 an hour in New Zealand. Oh, Dana, you need to come here. The minimum wage for everyone, and you get paid vacation time as well. By law, you get 4 weeks every year by like locked in law. What's the minimum wage NZ? So the minimum wage is $22.70 an hour. So that's NZD to USD. So that's $13.77 US an hour, and that's yeah. And that's including vacation time and subsidized healthcare. No paid time. So, wow. So if you did the same job in New Zealand, you would have got subsidized healthcare and 4 weeks of annual leave every week. Oh, that's crazy. And I'm pretty sure you're good at what you do too. So you probably wouldn't even get minimum wage. You'll get a little bit more. I'm assuming. You could be good dirt at your job. I have no idea. But you don't seem like someone that would be bad. You get a vibe from someone that, you know. Yeah, Dana, you need to move to New Zealand. Get a decent job over here. Get paid for what you're worth. And because you've got all that, probably like you have American experience as well. You'll get a decent wage for yourself. Yeah, it's sucked. My paycheck actually have been $0 in the past few months because of tax. Oh no. Yeah, alright. For anyone out there, make sure you follow Dana, because I want her to become a full-time streamer and actually get what she deserves. Get all the monies. It's just not consistent. Like sometimes we make over $1,000 in a week and barely break 300. $1,000, you know, over a weekend is pretty good though, right? I'm pretty sure it's good. I appreciate it. No need to appreciate it. I say it because I really mean it. If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. Yeah, it's good, but not very often it happens. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I'll be the once off. Or once in a whiles. But yeah, Dana, you should commit to the streaming thing. You should make sure you start up a YouTube channel, a TikTok, start doing all that stuff. Because you got the personality to rope people in. Then once you rope them in, you know, get a big following, then we can just, you know, watch you be happy. Unless you don't want to do it, then, you know, a little bit different. The problem is that, though, I agree we should get paid much higher. Some people's mind is set. It's like, well, why should I tip and not realize that we are counting on it? Yeah, that's the problem. See, this is why I have a problem with the system. Your system is set up to basically tell customers that they determine your wage, which shouldn't be the case. The company hiring you should be the one that's saying, hey, I need you to do a service for me. So I'm going to pay you this much. And if you do the service, I'll keep paying you this much. But the way things have kind of evolved now, it's like, well, I'm going to pay you barely anything. And the customer gets to decide how much you're worth. So what is the company really getting out of it? The company's not really getting a lot out of it. Because they're basically just, you know, saying, well, it's not my responsibility to pay you. Yeah, I'll pay you a little retainer. But it's up to the customer to decide how much you're worth. It's like, no, I'm doing a service for you. I'm earning you money. You determine how much money you're going to give me to earn you money. And so that's why we over here, tipping. I mean, tipping still happens if you want, but it's really not customary because, you know, you get all the benefits. So like anyone, even someone working at McDonald's, even someone, you know, working at a bar, gets 4 weeks of leave. Even someone working in a brothel can get 4 weeks of paid leave because sex work over here is legalized. So, yeah, someone working in an official brothel can get 4 weeks of paid leave. No, I love that so much. Well, I reckon, Dana, you need to commit to this whole branching out. Don't put yourself on one platform. I want you to go for the YouTube channel and go for the TikTok shorts and stuff. Because I think there's going to be a lot. That's the best way for more people to discover you, and I think you're definitely discoverable. And you're a bit of a laugh, so. Exactly. It's definitely very crappy, and there's only one place I've worked at that it was tips aren't required and got paid $16.50, which was met, but it was okay, nothing great. Like, I couldn't live with that. Yeah, it depends on how much you get. Yeah. I mean, it's different if you don't get paid annual leave and you don't get subsidized healthcare and all that stuff, that, you know, that wage is a bit harder to live off. Like over here, you know, because, you know, like if I want to go to the doctor, it costs me $40. If I want medication, it's free. So it's not exactly that's an expense I need to worry about. Thank you. I know it's hard to... Yeah, I know, exactly. And that's why, you know, that advice I told you the other day is... Well, how I do it is... I've got this project going, which is the streaming. And if I'm keeping things going, I add one thing to it. So whether that's just a simple edit to how my stream looks, or whether that's a simple redesign of my Twitch page, or in 1 week it was starting to do TikToks, of editing my stream to add in the TikToks and little things like that. And I learned a lot while ago, do not put yourself only one platform. Or don't lock yourself into only one platform, because at any time they could change the rules, which we've seen with Twitch. And then you're scrambling to try and do the same thing somewhere else. So that's why I stream everywhere. Yeah, no inhalers with insurance. You're still looking at 5. Whoa. In New Zealand, all that would be free. That's the crazy thing. I think inhalers are free. Or at least like $5, I think, for adults. Oh no, they're getting rid of that charge, actually. So yeah, it will be free now. That's very, yeah. And I want you to be successful, and I think you'll do very well. I want you to prove me right, basically, because one, I can brag about it, and two, you do definitely deserve it. So. And if you ever need help, you know I'll give you honest, raw advice. So. I have trouble with your stream right recently, and this is nothing, not your fault, so don't get nervous. But with me quitting nicotine and seeing you vape all the time, I do get those cravings, those itches, and I'm like, I need to stop right now and just go do something else. I need to distract myself. I think that probably has added to my stress levels a little bit, is not smoking anymore, and does elevate things. It should be free, it's so messed up. Agreed. And because I'm tips, it looks to the government that you make no money, so my insurance is crap. You can't go to a bank to get a house. You'd think if you're making no money, that would be a bigger reason to have free healthcare, or at least very, very cheap insurance. Like, this person makes no money, so let's charge them a lot for insurance. It's like, what? Doesn't make any sense. It's like saying this person has no legs. Let's buy them a treadmill. It's like, how the hell is that going to help the situation? Trust, I understand. Trying to stop for sure. No. I mean, don't stop. Like, have, you know. Yeah, don't stop. I mean, my girlfriend still vapes as well, and that's been a bit difficult. And I don't want to go around saying you should stop. It's just once in a while when that crave kicks in, and then your partner right next to you is just huffing the vape, and you're like, oh, Twitch, and you're like, I want to not be here, but I don't want it to seem like she's at fault, because you just got that little bit of a craving, and you know it will go away. But you just need a second to let it go away. But if she picks up that you're leaving because of her, she may pick up on that, and I don't want her to stop. It's a weird balance. It's a weird balance. Hard, but kind of the reason why I have my channel's points take away from my vape. Okay. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do you, and definitely vape, but I just know it was reaching a point for me that, especially with my brother-in-law's diagnosis, that I needed to stop being so reliant on it. I have so craved a cigarette so many times for the past week. And I stood outside of a dairy. So dairy is like service station kind of thing. Just about to go in to buy cigarettes, and then I ended up not doing it, which I was very, very proud of myself. But I definitely had moments that I was standing out the doors about to go in there and do it, and I just turned around and went, nope, 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 nope. I didn't text my girlfriend to distract me. But. Yeah, I never did. And that's why I'll talk about it. If I did it, you wouldn't hear any of this from me, because I pretend it didn't happen. But yeah, it's been tempting. It's been tempting. And hi, Yoko. I can't remember if I said that. Good to see you 2 days in a row. Alright, so we're in the last 45 minutes for Dave's stream for a week. That's great. No, thanks. Come on. So it's been... How long has it been now? 3, 4 weeks? Something like that. I lost count. It was the last time I ever had nicotine. It was the day I found out about my brother-in-law's diagnosis. And that wasn't deliberate, by the way. It was just... It was this heavy news I found out, and there was I got very distracted. And then I went the rest of the day without using the vape. And then one day turned into 2, and then I realized, oh, okay. I've got 2 days under me. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. How about I keep going? And yeah, that's what happened. I just kept going, and it was very hard, but yeah, I did it. And I'm talking about it so much that I kind of want to do it now. But we're not going to, Dave? Right, Dave? Yes. Your last one was January 21st, 2023. Nice. Come on. It's weird because, like, when you look up, you know, quitting and everything, they're like, 3 days is the hardest, yada, yada, yada. I got through 3 days all right. I think it's the first week. The end of the first week was the hardest for me, personally. And I think it's work that does it. I think it's the work stress that kicks in, and you're like, the relief is the nicotine. Like, for you, Dana, yeah, like, you're at work in a hospital, you deal with probably a lot of people gawking at you, no doubt. A lot of people hitting on you, drunkenly. And knowing my gender, probably a lot of inappropriate hand... I'm trying to say groping in the most nicest way possible. There's no way to say that. But you know what I mean. You probably deal with a lot of crap. So I'd be very surprised if you stop vaping, because yeah, I don't know how I'd be able to do that without any of that. Yeah, they're rough to deal with. Yeah, and I used to part own a bar as well, because I got. When I say part own, it makes me sound like I was a rich guy. I just got a loan out with the bank, and it took me like 7 years to pay off. And I didn't even get any profit out of it, so I didn't even get a lot out of it. Except for a lot of drunken nights. You still have cravings though. Yeah, I get cravings all the time. And it's driving me nuts, but yeah. And I think that's the sucky thing about hospital, because I know some amazing bartenders and some really skilled people in the industry that have quit just because of that element of just the inappropriateness and the sexual harassment and all that stuff, and it sucks. Like, you see this person who she's really good at, like, making all these amazing drinks, and she's really, you know, she knows her stuff, she's on, you know, switched on, all that, and then one day she couldn't do it anymore, because I think it was this one dude who just, I think literally just pushed her, or like, because she didn't, you know, reciprocate, so some of the feelings he had, and she was like, fuck this. Nah. That sucks. Right, because Because honestly, most places don't have anyone there to look out to protect. Yeah. I mean, in New Zealand, I would say it's a little bit different because the employment laws and everything like that, they do heavily enforce protection for staff. And if anything bad happens to staff and they really wanted to, they could escalate it to the Employment Commission, I believe it's called. Employment Authority, I think it is called. About providing a safe work environment. So most employers are over here under law. They have to protect their staff, so they can't leave staff alone. That's a big one. And, you know, they always have to have like someone around, either for a break scenario or for protection. So you don't really get that around here, but I've heard some horror stories from overseas. A lot of things like that. I've recently been feeling that way with it, but I can't quit because I need the money. Oh. Again, everyone, go to Dana's channel. She plays cozy games. She doesn't play just Dreamlight Valley. She plays all kinds. And we want her to be successful and be able to do this full time. And then once in a while she'll raid my channel and I can trick people to think I'm a decent person. So really, I'm being like a bit selfish here. I'm really doing it for my own evil means. No need to thank me. You're a decent... Nah, I'm not. You don't know me. I could be a serial killer. Or very short. Like, you don't know me. Yeah, I could be very, very small. I'm not 5'11", but still. Actually, there's nothing wrong with being a small person. I don't know why I said that. My girlfriend's very, very, like... My girlfriend's like a foot smaller than me. There you go. I'm not a decent person. I just made fun of being short. Ah, I proved you wrong. And that wasn't even deliberate. I accidentally was a dick. Hey, I trust my instincts, fair enough. I agree with Dana. What do you know, Scamom, other than you're always here? I'm not very good with compliments. Stop it, everyone. You're 4'11". Oh, you're actually exactly the same size as my girlfriend. Funny enough. That's exactly her height. Her major problem that she has is clothes buying. And she's got a rather big... Let's not go too personal, eh, Dave? Stop it. Stop it. Let's not... Anyway, yeah, she has trouble buying clothes. And so that can be very problematic sometimes. Yeah, and so it's more of a problem for me too. It's like I wanna get her some Christmas presents, get her a T-shirt or something, because she's a big nerd as well. So she loves NASA, all that. She's more geek and nerd. All right, she's less about the pop culture nerd. She's more of the space nerd and stuff like that. So I want to get her stuff like that, but getting the right size is quite difficult because the clothes that you buy are very kid-like, but it's obviously for an adult. So you're 5 foot even. Oh, yeah. So you're all around the same height. Maybe you two are going to be very useful come October, when your birthday is, and Christmas, because I'm going to have to get some advice from you guys for what to get in terms of like clothing, because like I can never get it quite right. You're 5'2". Why is everyone so small here? Wow, everyone's around the same height, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a bit coincidental. Oh, actually, Yasmin, you're the tallest one. How does it feel, Yasmin, to be the tallest one in the group right now? Well, apart from me, but I don't count, because we're not talking about me. I've never been the tallest before. There you go. Yeah, like everything's not to be too personal, but my back area definitely is much bigger, but skinny on other places. So pants and everything is difficult because it can fit, but certain areas don't. Just everything's too long. Yeah. Not to be too personal, but yeah, she definitely has trouble finding clothes, if you know what I mean. Because people her height don't really need a big kind of chest area normally. How can I say it without being inappropriate? I don't know. She'll still kill me for even talking that much of it, but you know what I mean. Always have to shop in the petite section. Yeah, I mean, like this is the problem. Like, I don't want to go clothes shopping like for presents and stuff, and it look like I'm buying for a child. I mean, that would make sense, but I'm like, so I need a shirt that has One of your daughters is only 4'9". Damn. It would suck. Like, I think it's just like storage, in my opinion. I think storage is probably the one thing that would suck the most. It's like you've got all these cupboards like up top, or things on top shelf and stuff you can't use. It's like it's not built for you, and it just feels like a waste of space at that point. You're like, ah. No, you gotta get stretchy pants. Definitely sounds like the way to go, though. That's what I've learned. That's one area that my girlfriend also goes for. You have to get it stalled. Well, no, like my girlfriend's opinion, she has a boyfriend for a reason, so she doesn't need a stall. She just calls me, goes, "Can you reach this?" I'm like, all right. Obviously, when I'm not around, she does it, but like, yeah, she's gotten used to just going, "Oh, hey Dave, or Dave, you know how I love you." I'm like, "Yeah." "Could you reach this for me?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's actually no big deal, but you know. Your mama short too, so he's no help? I think you meant man? Because, like, that kind of typo definitely changes the context of that sentence. Wow. What a morning. So either your mama or your man. You said he, I'm assuming it was man. So normally you can get away with typos, but that one, I'm not sure on. Your man, yeah, I thought so. Nah, it's alright. It doesn't suck, you got too excited. So those are the kind of typos you want to laugh at. It's the ones that they don't make sense. You're like, oh, what? But that one was a bit funny. It was definitely more on the funnier side. Your man's too short. I mean, it probably is more beneficial dating someone that's around the same height, though, right? I mean, it helps with clothes. You can steal his t-shirts. To be fair, my partner still steals my t-shirts, so I mean, I don't think that's really a height thing. I think with height, the only social problems you really get into is obviously things just being in different, you can't reach and so forth. But I think for men, it's definitely an ego thing, and it's an unspoken insult or stereotype of short men, and I think that's really sad that shorter men get looked down upon, even if you're like 5'5". It's one of those really weird, bad stereotypes that no one says out loud, right? no, like, men don't actively go, "You're short," or laugh at a short man. It just ends up being like this natural kind of insult, which is even worse. He hates it, yeah. And I don't understand that, of why we've as a society seen that as a really, really terrible thing. And yeah, it kind of makes me a bit sad. Because if anything, if you're short and you're dating someone who's along the same height, it makes a lot of things easier. It makes a lot of things easier. It makes things in the bedroom a lot easier. That's for sure. But when you're different heights, sometimes it's more a little bit more restrictive when you're different heights. Well, Yasmin, you know, because you're into that kind of thing, but stuff in the bedroom, you know, just the wild and crazy thing, you know all about all that. Yasmin, you talk about it all the time. I have to say, I enjoy it. I'm not staring up every single time I want to talk to him yet. Yeah, I agree with that. So, like, with my partner, we find ourselves, like, if we want to meet eye level, just positioning in a way that we can do that. And there's nothing, like, ultimately it's no big deal. Like, let's be honest. It's not a big deal whatsoever. But it's also one of those nasty things about society that we've evolved to look down on men that are short or shorter. I mean, men aren't that short, but I don't know. I don't know if you can change that though. It's so ingrained into society at this point. We don't even talk about it, but we still judge people, and that's the bad thing. The only way you can do society change is to talk about it, because the first step of changing anything in society is to talk about it. Second step is action to combat it, and third step, it becomes normal for it not to be a problem. And with the shortness of men in society, it hasn't even got to step 1 yet. We don't even talk about it. It just happens. So it's going to be around for a while, sadly. But if something is high, we both struggle to get. That would make sense. But that's why you don't put things that high. Because all you like, the problem that I have, I put things at my height, but it's not the same as my girlfriend's height. So that's a problem. But because you guys are similar heights, you wouldn't have that problem around the house. It's actually smart. I'm not sure, Dana, and obviously you don't need to answer this, but do you live with him? Or is it, you know, you haven't reached that level yet? Sadly, not right now. We used to live together, but we're both saving to get a house. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, living together makes things a bit easier. So at least you got that. And if you live together, I'm assuming you guys... well, if you're still together... So this is my assumption here. If you're still together and you did live with each other to begin with and now you're not, I'm assuming you got a healthy relationship. Because people don't go from living together to not living together and still together. If they're still together... after living together, it means they're pretty solid. Because that taking some people see that as a step back. I don't, but a lot of the time doing that, and you know, it means you're probably going to work out. Yeah, we did the smart money wise. Nice. Interesting though that you aren't together to save money. You would think it would be cheaper if you lived together. At least that would, like, in New Zealand it would be. So how is it cheaper to live apart? And obviously, if this is too much, then, you know, we can definitely pause it and not talk about it. I'm just curious. I'm generally curious now, is how is it cheaper to live apart? Ah, there it is. They move back in the parents. Okay, that makes sense. That explains it. That's perfect. That's a very good decision then. Very good decision. So we don't. Yeah. All right. That makes perfect sense. My brother did that with his partner, but they didn't live apart. They lived together still. My parents were, all good with that because they were doing the exact same thing. They're doing exactly the same thing as yourself. They moved back in with my parents to save money, and I would do that too if my brother-in-law or my sister didn't live there. Let's just say it would be a bit crowded with 3 kids running around as well. Cool. So how long have you been doing that, Dana, for? Do you feel like you're making progress towards that? And Yasmin, I hope you just got a laugh about that earlier. By the way, I didn't check back in with you to assure that. Yeah, it was just a joke. I don't think you're that way or anything like that. I always just like to check in if I say a rather rough joke. I just wanted to make sure you're good. That's all. Yeah, okay, good. Just make sure. I always try consciously to do that because I don't want to reach a point, and I will forget sometimes. I want people to understand the banter and not feel uncomfortable. That's basically it. There's a difference between putting out chat rules and banning anyone that's slightly negative and checking in with people and making sure they're not uncomfortable. Yeah, my parents very old school. Oh no, you got old school American parents in my mind. Very religious. But aren't you like in your late 20s? I mean, come on. Your old Sally, he couldn't join me, but yes, we are looking for a house to begin the year. Oh, you're in your late 20s. Look, if your parents turn around on you and complain about not having grandchildren, you hit them back with this. So how can you have grandchildren? Your partner isn't right next to you. That's good ammo. You actually got an out here, Dana. If they ever complain about not having grandkids, hit them with this. You pretty much just bought yourself a couple of years here. Yeah, they see it more like, well, he should pay to be here, so it doesn't help. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think they've realized that, this restriction, they're not only delaying the whole grandchildren thing, if that ever does go down that route, they're also giving you ammo to hit back at them every time with it. It's like, well, how do you expect us to build a family if we can't actually be a family? Eh? Maybe you should, think about changing that. And yeah, if they have to pay, that just means it's going to be even longer. Dana, I don't think you've realized the gold mine you found yourself here. I mean, I would have loved to have an excuse like that. Me and my partner have been together for 4 years now. And you know how many hints towards that kind of stuff that we get and that we're having a very hard time battling now? It's like, yeah, we've been together for 4 years. Why you guys aren't married? In all honesty, we don't want to get married. And if we do want to get married, it will be on a volcano. Believe it or not, that excuse doesn't work with your family. They're like, why does it have to be on a volcano? It's like, because we want it to be on a volcano. You imagine the badass story we can talk about. It's like, when did you guys get married? On a volcano. And then it gets twisted to go, oh, so you don't want me to come to the wedding? It's like, internally I said, yes, that is exactly the reason why we want to get married on a volcano. But then you have to go, no, we just don't, we don't want a lot of people there. We'll do our own thing, yada, 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 yada. And then they're like, well, you can't just wait around for a volcano to happen because you don't know when a volcano is going to happen. I'm like, yeah, but this is what we want to do. And then they complain again with like they can't come. And like, a wedding is my party and it's her party. Whoever we want to come to the party is up to us. It's not yours. And if you don't get that, you shouldn't be coming. So we will tell everyone this is where we're getting married. If you come, if you don't, whatever. But this is our life. This is how we want to do it. And if we can't celebrate the way we want to, then what the fuck is this whole thing about? Anyway, that was me getting very passionate about that. You mean together for 10? Nice. Well, it's since you're 19, that's a good stretch. You're able to stay with someone that you found when you were a teenager, man. You're doing something right, Dana. No, the other reason I'm even having a wedding to begin with, like, I don't even want that. Oh, so you're engaged. I'm assuming you're engaged, or just gonna, like, you have to hypothetically have a wedding. We try, yeah. Like, I can see how parents can be controlling. I mean, the way they get around that, right, is saying, we'll pay for it. And that's why you just don't let them pay for it. I find it very difficult to be okay with parents or relatives that believe that they should be invited to a wedding. I do give my cousin flack for not inviting me to his wedding. But that's more of a fun little dig rather than I actually am upset about it. Yes, I'm engaged, but I would just sign the papers and go on vacations. They look crazy, so I'm having a wedding. You know what you should do, Dana? It is sounding like your wedding is not for you at the moment. It's for everybody else. So what you and your partner should do is, in secret, is just go get married. Like, go sign the papers. Do something. Do it the way you want. A really cheap, inexpensive way, and you do it your way. And you just tell everyone of the actual wedding and eventually do it. And then that way, you get the wedding side of it that you want, if you want that is. And then you can do something for them later. But I honestly think if you don't even want to get married at all, even if your parents get upset about it, don't, because it's that you have to live with that consequence at the end of the day. And consequence is a loose term for, I'm sure, I have no doubt you love your partner, but it's your life. You're going to be the one still married in about 60 years. They're not. And if they complain about it, it's like, what? I'm not your pet. I mean, you raised me to be me. And if I'm not doing this by myself, and I'm doing it for you, I'll be miserable. And any parent doesn't want the kid miserable. And that's what some parents don't get. They're so narcissistic sometimes. They can't separate that. And even after you tell them, hey, I'm going to be very unhappy if I get married under these conditions. And after that, they're like, we still want you to get married. Then they don't really care about you. They're not doing it for you. They're doing it for themselves. And as much as that sucks, you're going to have that conversation to say, well, that's not really what a parent should do. It's kind of the opposite. And get them to say it too. Like, if they're still insistent on the wedding after you tell them that, you should go, alright, I want you to say out loud, I want my child to be miserable. And they won't be able to say it. And then you can go, there you go. You actually don't want me to be miserable. You don't want to acknowledge that it's going to make me miserable. You just want your way. Most of the time, they eventually cave in. And then go, alright, okay, yeah. You don't want this. It's clear you don't want this. This doesn't affect me personally. I'll support you. Most of the time. If life was that easy, we wouldn't have therapy. But Dana, definitely don't have the wedding. I mean, this is, you can do whatever the fuck you want, really, at the end of the day. But, I'm a strong believer you should only do it if you truly want to do it. Don't feel pressured. Yeah, they would pay it, but I also want them to save money if I don't care for it. See, this is the risk you have, Dana. So if you agree to getting married, and take their money for it, you're locked in at that point. It's not your wedding after that point, because every decision that you make that they don't like, then they're gonna have that in their back pocket, and then it stops being your wedding. And I think you're too good of a person to one, upset your parents, but also too good of a person to be told how you should celebrate your life. And that's the catch-22 right there. Like, you don't want to upset your parents, but you also... Like, the way I kind of see it is, if I had kids, and I said, I want my kids to be as happy as possible right now. It's different when you've actually got kids, but I want my kids to be as happy as possible right now. What would I want? So I would be very happy if I could get married this way, my way. And I would want my kids to be as happy as possible too and do it their own way. So that's the life I would push for. And if I've got people in my life that don't want that, even after it's all explained in context, and even after you've tried to make them understand, if they're still doing that, then I don't think they're the people in your life that you think they are. I couldn't agree more. You couldn't agree more, yeah. I think that's what, I think maybe the older generation still are struggling to get over that hump of, I think you know, kids that grew up in the 70s, 80s, they still got this whole, I need to do what my parents do. And then there was two branches that came out of that, right? There was the ones that went, I don't want that for my family, and the ones that said, oh, okay, that's the way things should be. And now we're getting to a new generation that has both sides of the coin. And the side of the coin that people seems to gravitate to is, I just want my kids to be happy, and as they're adults, mental health, all that stuff. And that's when you see people doing, you know, having really healthy relationships with their parents. But then you got the other side of it that want that same relationship that they had with their parents, which is, I'm going to tell my kids how to live. And that generation is dying. That mentality is dying. Because now people are realizing you don't actually have to stay friends with or connections with your parents. You actually have choices. You're not locked in here. We've got the internet. We've seen that relationships with parents aren't that bad. And then you see someone else's relationship with their parents and go, oh, I want that. I want that. I want that kind of relationship. Because you're seeing on the internet, you're seeing all these people exchange how they've lived, and they're like, yeah, what you're doing is completely messed up, and it's causing me some messed up things in my head, and I don't want my kids to go through that. I want to change. I want to break the cycle. And more people are breaking the cycle. I mean, being a parent, you're never going to be perfect. Being a parent, you're going to be doing your best. No one gives you a training manual before you have a kid. You have a kid. You don't get pregnant and all of a sudden someone bursts through your door and goes, congratulations, you're going to be a mother/father. Here's a training book of how to be the perfect parent. If you read this book, you're going to be absolutely parent. You will not cause any psychological damage to your child, and you'll live a happy life. And that's it. That's not what happens when you're a parent. That's why I find it very, very funny when a parent goes, it's my kid, don't tell me how to raise them. It's like, also, yeah, whoever taught you to raise them? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm right, but also doesn't necessarily you're right by default. And there are some atrocious parents out there. So I'm a big believer, like, you're not going to raise your kids perfect, but you can do right by them. Yes, I think they see it as, I'll regret it, and it's hopefully once in a lifetime thing. So I think they're coming from a good place, but also don't care to do it. Yeah, you shouldn't do it. Like, based off what you've told me so far, nah. You and your partner have been together 10 years. If you're going to be together, you're going to be together. There's actually, like, that's the way me and my partner see things. Is if we're going to be together, marriage is not going to change anything. If anything, it just puts more pressure on it. if we get married, if we have kids, we get a home, we settle down, all that stuff, and then like 10 years from now, we're like, oh, screw it, we'll just do it. Maybe it's something our kids want, something like that. We don't have a big thing for it, so we're not going to do it. We're going to be together regardless of what happens, and where there's no timeline. And that's how it should be. And if your parents say you'll regret it, I don't understand what you'll regret. Like, you're going to be with them anyway, right? So what are you actually regretting? I mean, if you get married now or in 10 years or in 20 years, where's the regret coming from? You're still with the person. You still lived all those life experiences. I mean, if the risk is, well, no, you won't live those life experiences because he'll leave you. It's like, well, why would then you get married then? If you, it's like someone saying like, you better marry them before they leave you. It's like, oh, so I'm supposed to be divorced then? So what you're saying is I regret not being divorced? That doesn't sound right. That's what I would ask your parents. Like, if they see it as you regret it, what exactly are you going to regret? I'll be curious of what they say to that. Because I can't think of a logical answer to that. What's the logical answer to your regret not getting married? Maybe it's like, oh, they wouldn't have left you if you're married. It's like, so your argument is a person who wanted to leave me wouldn't have left me because I was married and we would have continued to be miserable. Because there's a reason why they left you. Or you left them. Because one of you weren't happy. So it's basically saying marriage just causes you to continue to be married. I mean, the argument could be, well, if you were married, they would have worked harder for the relationship. But I'm sorry. If someone isn't willing to work hard for the relationship before you're married, then that's a problem. You probably shouldn't be marrying that particular person. Because imagine that, imagine being in a relationship and you went, you know what? I'm actually not going to work for the relationship until we're married. If I get miserable, I'm just going to leave. If we're married, I won't leave you. But yeah, yeah. But it's so confusing. Right, divorce is a whole thing, like, so you can like avoid it. Yeah, you can either avoid it or, I mean, if you want to get married, there's literally nothing wrong with it. But also, I can't see the argument to get married. Unless you're religious, I guess the religious element is definitely a thing that does jump in. And that's fair enough. And that each their own and all that fun stuff. I'm not personally religious, and so that's why I can like, screw it, if we ever get married, we'll be on a volcano. And we're like, yeah, we'll do that. Oh no, what have I done here? I can't believe I've done this. But yeah, I find that very fascinating. I'll be actually intrigued what your parents say to that, Dana. I don't know if you've ever asked them, like, have they specifically said you'll regret it yet, or is that one of those kind of like you feel like that's the reason they're hinting at? Because I'll be genuinely interested why they think you'll regret it. What's the consequences of not getting married? I mean, I can see it from maybe a legal standpoint, like your partner gets into an accident or something like that. But I mean, it seems like a weird reason to just get married is just for insurance purposes. They kind of have it in so many words. Yeah, so they haven't specifically said regret, and so they'll probably deny that. That's the problem. If they haven't specifically said it, then they may actually deny, oh no, we don't think you'll regret it. We just think it's a good idea. It's like, yeah, then you can't really find out. Maybe it's to validate their decision. Maybe this is the angle they're going for. Because I'm assuming your parents are married, considering how much of a believer of marriage they are. But maybe it's a whole, look, we got married, so you should get married, so it validates our decision to get married. Which could open the door for, you know, a lot of other subtextual things going on there. Yeah, there you go. I do find it more fascinating than a dig at them. It's just like that perspective. Have they ever thought of it this way? If they have thought of it this way, so why are they strongly on it? And I do feel like looks like an institutionalized thing. Like, this is how it's supposed to go. This is the timeline. And instead of them thinking marriage is something you just can or can't do, or can or don't want to do in your life. Whether you do it or not is completely up to if it happens or not. But I think people have warped it to marriage has to be an element to your life, and there's no other. There's no way around it. It goes, you're born, you grow up, you go to school, you graduate, you get married, you have kids, you settle down, that's it. And people have that warped kind of, that's the way the life goes. It doesn't. It doesn't need to go. I mean, I'm a workforce planner for a government department. I never went to university or college, or Americans college. Over here we call high school college. I never did that, and I earn a good amount of money. And that's not less of a brag, that's more of a point that I'm trying to make, is that you don't have to do the normal timeline to have a happy life. I mean, yes, I'm not too happy at the moment, but I think that's things inside and outside of my control, and it's just natural life thing coming to a head. But yeah, I think people need to get away with this genericness of everyone's lives and just let people be them in a safe way. But yeah, that was the rant. That's my rant. Definitely agree with you. I think things, yeah, exactly. Just come here, Dana. At least you get away from your parents, and you and your partner will get paid well. And yeah, you live in a beautiful country. It's not going to be like New Jersey, but hey, that's one way to get away from the question from your parents. Is just not be there. It's tempting to lie. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many Americans do come over here and work in the hospital industry, and at the moment they're desperate for workers. They are desperate for workers, so you definitely would be able to get a visa over here and be able to work based on the current status of things. And from sounds of your experience level, you probably get a decent job too. New Jersey isn't so great. I think you always say that about your home though, right? Until you're taken out of it. It's always going to be your home. I'm assuming you're from New Jersey originally. And what does if you don't mind me asking, what does your partner do? Is he in the same industry, or is he more of a 9-to-5 office job? Yes. No. Yeah. You guys could get a really wicked hospo job over here, and get paid decently too. Depending on where you go, obviously, it's not a simple case of no matter where you go, you get paid. Because remember, what I read out to you earlier was just the minimum wage for like entry level. You wouldn't be entry level. Plus, you probably want, like, I don't know, have you lived overseas for like a year or anything like that? Because I think the best advice I ever got from growing up, well, like when I was young and like just in general, is live somewhere else for a year, because live overseas for a year, because it opens your goddamn mind, and it truly does. You become a lot more tolerant. You become a lot more open, and you able to break that shell that you grew up in and kind of got used to, and realize, oh, okay, so people aren't always shitty, or you know, this particular service that I always get, like I think you guys got the DMV over in America. Over here, we don't have the DMV, but if you do the same thing, or get like driver's license, all that, it's a completely different experience. It's a lot nicer. There's no queues. You pretty much just, you can do it online, or you can just go into any warrant of fitness place, or any place that gives your car certification, and just fill out a form to get your license. I mean, it's very easy. Yes, he does, but he's more management department, so it's 8 to 4, 9 to 5, more restaurant. Oh, yeah, it's still that's in hot demand at the moment. Definitely the manager side of it. I never actually been outside the US besides Jamaica on vacation. I reckon you should do it, Dana. Definitely do it before you have all the kids in the home and stuff. Because there's a difference between a vacation and obviously, you know, you do you and all that fun stuff, but this is just my opinion. There's a difference between vacation and working holiday. So working holiday, you can really start to think of where you want your life to be and do all the stuff, and know you can just drop this life and just move on. And that freedom gives you a bit of more kind of openness to do more things and try new things. So I personally think you should. But I mean, Canada's a good spot, but if you're saving for a house now, I don't see you ever being able to do it. If you decide to buy a house, but yeah, I think it's definitely something you should consider. Because I think you seem like you'll have the personality of, like, you'll really enjoy that kind of thing. We also half Canada had, yeah, that's true. That's true. Half of Canada is on fire. But then let's go to the UK, or go to Australia, go to New Zealand. You can go to the non-fire parts of Canada too. I highly would just recommend it, just to have that experience. And it could be complete shit at the end of the day, but that's the whole point, right? Maybe one day. I don't know, Dana. If you buy a house, it's never going to happen. I've known a lot of people that have had the same that saved for the house and said, hey, we're going to go have a working holiday for a year after. 10 years later, still hasn't happened. I don't know anyone that has had it. I think buying a home, it does plant your hooks into where you are. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I mean, you can break that mold, you can completely prove me wrong, but I've got enough evidence to say that I feel like, you know, if once you get a home, going on a working holiday is, unless you get very lucky, very unlikely. So you kind of want to do it before all that. But if that's not your priority though, if you're like, I'd rather have a home than have this working abroad experience, then yeah, go for the home. It's your life. But I can honestly say it changed my life for the better. And plus, if you go overseas, right, and you decide not to stay overseas, because a lot of people do go traveling overseas and decide to stay, but if you go traveling overseas and you decide not to stay, but you don't want to go back because of the whole marriage thing, you could just do a shotgun wedding overseas. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, we got like really drunk and got married. Oh well. You don't actually have to as well, you could just say it. Oh crap, it is 8:30. Oh no, it is time for me to end the stream, otherwise I'm going to be late for work. I didn't realize that was the time. Oh, you really got me talking, Dana. Alright, I'm going to put this away, and then we'll have to end things. So thanks for coming this morning. I really do appreciate it. It's probably because I woke up late, and that's why everything was thrown off a little bit. So yeah, thanks for popping around. As I said, and how I've been saying for the last couple of days, I'll be taking a bit of a break for a week. Next Friday, my leave does start from work. So the following week, I will be back doing these streams once again on the same timetable, but going a bit longer. So I won't be ending the stream early. I'll be pretty much keep going this time. Next time, sorry, driving to work. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm gonna miss you guys till next time. Yeah, I mean, we do have the Discord, so I do recommend anyone out there that wants to stay in touch, want to make sure they're aware if things change or things come back, join the Discord. We fixed the welcome channel, so it should work. And you get to see live. We've got something set up so you can see other people in the community going live as well. I'll be posting in there things I've discovered about the game or playing, and if I do a random improv stream, maybe I miss you guys a little bit too much or miss streaming for a bit too much, it will jump on alerts there, and I will give people a heads up when I do that. So, but I do appreciate you all. Thanks for being very understanding for me taking some time off. I think it'll be good. And the week after that, we can expect some very interesting long streams, and I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you, Dana. Thank you, Yasmin, as always. Thank you, Skamom. Thank you, Yoko, for popping in again earlier. Thank you, anyone else? Who have we got? Thanks, Mr. Tanker, for popping around. Thanks, Theresa, as always. Thanks, Phoenix, for lurking in there. And hopefully the physiotherapy is going alright for you, mate. But yeah. You'll have an amazing day. I'm going to quickly raid someone because that's what we do. But I have to be quick because I'm already 3 minutes behind my schedule and I've got a lot to do today. Alright. No, we've only got 3 people, so this raid's not going to be amazing. But it will be something. I don't want probably Senpai at the moment. Probably Senpai I don't want. No. I'm trying to find someone. Someone I haven't raided before. Someone that would be a new experience for us all. I'm not a fan of probably Senpai at the moment. Don't ask me why. Let me think here. Trying to find someone that feels like it'll get a smile out of it. Who's this? How about Feature Creature? She seems dark and mysterious.
Donald's house. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, she seems dark and mysterious, so why not? There we go. Alright, rate it. Alright, everyone. I think I know why. DM me that, Yasmin, if you think you know why, because I'm genuinely curious. I made my day better. Oh, awesome, Dana. Well, you have an amazing day at work. I hope it's not too rough on you. And tell me if you need me to beat anyone up. But yeah, Yasmin, you let me know why. But anyway, until next time, everyone. Kia ora.